Having John McEnroe in the Wimbledon commentator's box comes at a high price. John McEnroe pocketed more money from his stint working at Wimbledon this year than lead presenter Sue Barker did during last year's tournament. The seven-time Grand Slam champion was already being paid huge wages by the BBC for just 2 weeks' work but was given a pay rise in the region of £30,000 this year. Television license fee payers were given a bit of a shock last week when the BBC published its list of highest earners in 2022. The rundown included anyone who pocketed £178,000 or more for the calendar year but didn't include individuals who are paid by BBC studios or other third-party production companies. One man who was on the list, however, was tennis legend McEnroe. The outspoken American always enjoys his Wimbledon fortnight, and it's hardly surprising given that this year he picked up around £210,000 working as a co-commentator for the corporation, up from the £185,000 he got in 2022. The enormity of McEnroe's fee can be measured against former presenter Barker, who was paid £30,000 less for leading coverage of both Wimbledon and Queen's, with the BBC revealing last year her pay packet was between £185,000 and £189,999. This year the BBC's television broadcasting was anchored by Claire Balding, but despite stepping into Barker's shoes, she was denied her own moment of glory on centre court following the men's final. Traditionally, Barker would interview the winner and runner-up in the middle of the court, but surprisingly that responsibility was given to former tennis player Annabel Croft, not Balding. In a further snub, McEnroe was not even able to offer Balding any post-match analysis following the final due to his own U.S. media obligations. It raises questions as to whether the 3 times Wimbledon champion will be invited back to share his pearls of wisdom again next year, with the BBC needing to keep a lid on costs and ensure the best value for money for its license fee payers. Reaction to McEnroe's BBC fee prompted some disapproval on social media. Utilizing the tennis star's own infamous catchphrase, @GravyGravy91 wrote, "John McEnroe, £200,000 for 2 weeks Wimbledon work. The BBC cannot be serious." @TamburineMan88 tweeted, "The most overpaid is surely John McEnroe, £205K for 2 weeks of work, utterly ridiculous," while @Scott Elkington agreed, writing, "I can't believe we pay John McEnroe £200,000 for 2 weeks work at Wimbledon." But not everyone took exception to the American's lofty appearance fee. @AnnMazza17 tweeted, "He is the most interesting. I find the others pretty boring and tend to mute them completely. They do too much waffling and pontificating for my liking. Just talk about tennis and comment on what you are seeing in front of you and try to stay neutral."